Narco Polo. Narco Polo. Narco Polo. That's me. That was a nickname that I received in college right after a couple guys in my class found out that I had narcolepsy. Now, I'm 32 now, and I was diagnosed when I was 16 years old. I recently found out that out of all the people on this planet that have narcolepsy, only 25% are actually diagnosed. I remember that year right before I was diagnosed. We had no idea what was wrong with me. I couldn't stay awake in class. I was normally an A, B student, pretty good student, and I was C's, D's, and even an F. I had to quit some of my sports. I was grounded and had to be in bed by 9 p.m. as a junior in high school. Complete exhaustion, tears from me, just like, I just want to go to bed. I just want a nap. After 12 hours of sleep, I would get to my first hour class, and this is what I looked like. And guess what my notes looked like? And guess who remembered anything from class? Not me. I don't remember anything. Towards like when we now call like narking out, when I'm starting to fall asleep, that I don't remember barely anything. And so that was obviously where the bad grades came from. But the reason I'm doing this video, I don't really talk about my narcolepsy that often, and I decided that it's finally probably time that I should talk about it. Why? Because, as I mentioned, that statistic, over 75% of people that have narcolepsy are not diagnosed. They are going through that frustration that I went through for that year, trying to figure out what is wrong with me. Why can't I stay awake? And you can only use that excuse that we used as maybe it's, she's 16, maybe it's just a growth spurt. And so the reason I'm doing this is I want to shed a little bit of light on narcolepsy. I'm going to talk to you guys about my life with narcolepsy and how I have dealt with it for the last 16 years and how it affects me on a daily basis. And the other reason is I guess I want to lay a little bit of foundation and tell you my story because it's weird. This next week kind of is narcolepsy centered, I guess you could say. I have a doctor's appointment coming up with my sleep doctor, who I only meet with once a year now, and so I'm meeting with him this week, and so I thought I would bring the camera, or bring you guys along with for my narcolepsy doctor's appointment. And then also this. I have never been to a narcolepsy conference before, and I'm going to my first one in 16 years. This is the Narcolepsy Education Day. It is down at the infamous Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, and it is just it's a conference this weekend for people with narcolepsy, their families, educators, and doctors and researchers, and leading experts from the Mayo Clinic will be sharing their latest research on treatment options. So I am looking forward to that, but even more so, I'm going to this with a fellow narcoleptic. It's an old friend of mine, but I've never met her in person. I know that sounds really crazy. Okay, let's see. Megan and I we are probably, I'm guessing, like a year or two apart, and we grew up an hour and a half from each other, and so we have the same doctor, and we were diagnosed with narcolepsy probably within a year of each other, and this was before the days of social media and cell phones and stuff. So Megan wanted to talk to other people with narcolepsy, and I think she was kind of gonna start like a support group kind of, and so obviously you can't share patient info, so she put a brochure out, at the narcolepsy clinic, or at our sleep doctor's office, and with her info on it. And I contacted her, and we have been in touch ever since. So we have gone from, I mean, honestly, I feel like she's like an old friend of mine, but it's really weird because we've never met in person. And so I'm going to her house, and we're going to meet and drive down to this conference together. And I'm really looking forward to it, and to learn more about this. But I'm actually really interested. I can't wait to see. I'm not around other people with narcolepsy very often, so I'm really looking forward to seeing other narcoleptics. No, I'm interested in, I'm looking forward to talking with them and hearing, their journeys with narcolepsy too. But for once, maybe I won't feel guilty about narking out, like if one of these sessions gets boring. I don't know. Anyways, but I'm going to do a little series, and I'm going to call it Narco Polo, and I'm going to bring you with for the doctor's appointment and meeting Megan and this conference. And then I'm going to go over some of the common questions that I get all the time. We'll go over the scenes from the movie Deuce Bigalow, and we'll talk about what is accurate and not accurate. And you'll just learn a little bit more about narcolepsy after watching this series. So stay tuned, and I look forward to diving into this with you, and I promise you it will be fun. But I'm also going to share with you some of the not fun parts of narcolepsy. So that's all I got for you, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching, guys.
Next level.